Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Financial advisors, we want to make sure that your audio is coming through crystal clear so that your clients can be fully engaged in your meeting and aren't distracted by noise in the background, bad audio, static, or echoes coming through. So in this video, we're going to walk through the 3 things you need to do to make sure your audio is not detracting from your meetings. First of all, you should absolutely invest in an external USB microphone. So that really means any microphone that's going to plug into your computer via USB. So you'll see I have one here. So this is the ATR 2100, but I'll link to a few different microphones below. And you can see I have this on what's called a boom arm or a scissor arm. So this allows me, when I'm not in meetings, to just push it off to the side. So it's not a big clunky microphone taking up space on my desk. So I still have access to notes, to my keyboard, and the microphone is actually up here a little bit higher. There are a ton of different options, and really they can run the whole gamut. You could spend a ton of money on a microphone, but it really doesn't have to be that big of an investment. So head to Amazon or somewhere similar and just search for USB microphone. Another option is a lavalier microphone. So these are the little tiny things that will just clip on to your attire. So you often see them with newscasters, with people being interviewed. So it'll just clip on here. So again, get one that plugs directly into your computer. And these microphones are also amazing if you're going to be recording on your smartphone. So I love doing videos outside. I encourage other advisors to get outside, show your environment, show a bit of your personality. And so if you just have your smartphone, again, get a lav mic that plugs directly into whatever kind of smartphone you have, and it makes a world of difference. These cut out the background noise, wind if you're outside, if you're walking around or you're in a park or somewhere loud, these will pick up the sound really, really well. And again, they also work for your computer. So they're inexpensive, they're lightweight. I mean, honestly, this thing doesn't weigh anything. It can fit in your pocket and you can get it for like 25 bucks. It's not a big investment, but it makes a huge difference. Another audio option that I see a lot of advisors using is just the corded Apple headphones. And actually these work surprisingly well. But one really important thing to keep in mind is where your microphone is. So a lot of times if people are wearing jackets or collars, this is where the microphone is, and you want to make sure it's not rubbing up against your hair or your clothing, because that's actually going to have a lot of static coming through. And the challenge is you won't be able to hear it, but it'll be really distracting to the people on the other side. So if you're thinking, well, why don't I just use the audio in my computer? Well, I'm going to switch over from this USB microphone that's plugged into my computer to the built-in microphone and speaker on my MacBook Pro. So this is the sound coming through my MacBook Pro built-in microphone, and you can hear how different it is. It's a lot more echoey, and does it work for virtual meetings? It does, but if you can have something just a little bit better come through a little bit cleaner, clearer, and crisper, it's absolutely worth that investment. So you can hear there's a huge difference. It's really, really echoey. And even though I'm in a room with carpet and I've got a big carpeted rug, it's still just echoey and distracting. So then you might be thinking, well, Katie, I see you're wearing AirPods. Can't I just use the AirPods? I have been a huge Apple fan for 20 plus years. I'm all Apple all the time. And I've been shocked at how poor the microphone quality is in AirPods. So I actually wouldn't recommend them, but let's do a quick test so you can hear what that sounds like. And if you can believe it, this is the sound coming through my AirPods. So the AirPods are the microphone now, and it is absolutely astonishing. Remember, I'm still standing here. I sound exactly the same to myself, whether I'm using this microphone, computer microphone, or my AirPods. But the effect of the quality on your end is drastic. So put yourself in your client's shoes and think, do I really want to sit in a meeting with someone sounding like this? The answer is no. No, they do not. See, again, it's just really not that great. So spend, I don't know, like $25 on a lavalier microphone up to, honestly, you can spend hundreds of dollars, but I think this and the Blue Yeti, depending on when they're on sale, like 100, 130 bucks. So absolutely worth it. And remember to get a boom stand or a scissor arm so that you can move it out of the way and just have it kind of hang out on the side of your desk. So again, you might be thinking, well, Katie, if you're not actually using the AirPods as a microphone, why do you have them in? And that gets to the second point. So I have these in to avoid any sound coming out and echoing through the microphone. So you've probably had this happen on Zoom meetings when people are like, oh, there's an echo coming through somewhere. That's because sound is coming out of usually computer speakers and it's getting picked up by a microphone, creating that echo that kind of makes everybody cover their ears. So this makes sure that any sound is only coming in here and it can't get picked up through the microphone. So I do recommend when you have a microphone, even though it's gonna do a really good job of only picking up what's around, especially if you've already got AirPods, go ahead and pop them in. That just alleviates any concern that there's going to be echo. So then what about headsets? We're still seeing a lot of people wearing headsets. Now, this is my aviation headset, so it works really great when I'm flying and it's great for aviation, but it still sounds like that even if you're on a meeting. So I see a lot of people with headsets, and if you listen, if your eyes were closed, you'd probably think that they're like, Houston, we have a problem. They're really not that great. It's not that clear audio coming through. And also, it's not good for the hair. So that brings us to our third point, and probably the most important. Actually, if you only have one takeaway from this, let this be it. Download Krisp.ai, Krisp.ai. It's this automagical tool that layers on to whatever audio you have coming through. So it removes all background noise. If you have loud kids at home, if you've got loud coworkers, dogs barking, construction happening, delivery trucks driving by, whatever it is, it removes that background noise. So if you found yourself in a meeting anytime recently and you've said, oh, sorry for that noise, this makes it so that you don't have to apologize for that. So I honestly think every financial advisor and financial planner should absolutely download this. And the great thing is it's free for up to 240 minutes a week. So if you're doing meetings on Zoom, Google Meet, Teams, it just works great on all of those. And on top of that, if you subscribe, which I absolutely think you should, because we should all support really great tools like this, it's only $60 a year. So wildly affordable. And for the fact that it eases all of those concerns of background noise, an absolute steal. So again, Krisp, Krisp.ai. And one other great thing about Krisp is that it can actually show you after every meeting what % of time you talked versus what % of time another person talked. So let's say you're in a one-on-one client meeting and you think, hey, I'm a really good listener. I do a great job of letting the client talk more. We all love data. So here's actual data that shows what percentage of the time you talked versus how much you let them talk. And that can kind of be a nice check sometimes to realize, shoot, maybe I should talk a little less, listen to the clients, really extract their goals and dreams and create the plan to get them there. So again, 3 big things for audio. Grab a USB microphone, whether it's a larger one like this or a lavalier microphone. Make sure you've got AirPods or something in to make sure that you're avoiding that echo sound. And third, and most importantly, download Krisp.ai. If you're a financial advisor or financial planner looking to start leveraging video in your business or just improve your virtual meeting setup, be sure to subscribe for future videos.